FBI special agent. And I just want to ask you, now that this additional threat has been discovered, the white powder, not determined yet if that is an actual threat, but something they want to check out, how long and how will they determine if this is a fake talcum powder or something more concerning?
This is something they'll definitely test, probably not at the site. They'll probably take this up to Rodman's neck and they'll do it there. Now, I'm not a chemist, but the way they look at these things, there's three things this could possibly be. One is it could still be an explosive because plastique C4 comes in a powdered form. It could also be ricin, and it could also be anthrax. And if it's those things, they'd be able to test that up there and determine that right away. It could also be talcum powder. A lot of times people want to build a device, they're not savvy enough to build one that's effective, and they'll put something like in there to give the appearance of a dirty bomb.
Let's remind people the other packages that were sent to the former presidents, et cetera, that Jim and I reported on this morning before this happened at CNN were rudimentary but functional. That's our reporting. You have now seen, and I think, guys, in the control room, if we can pull it up on the screen, what the actual package looked like that arrived here at the Time Warner Center, addressed to CNN and John Brennan. What have you gleaned from looking closely at everything that we can see in the picture on this package?
Okay, important clues here, Poppy. And again, I'm just looking at the package, talking to some of the former special agent bomb technicians that have worked these things. The way it looks on the outside, again, the way people send these things out if they're amateur, there's generally a lot of tape or strings,
Varios paquetes han sido enviados
for that thing to be sent back to them. So they want to do that. The device could possibly be their
a CNN, Clinton, Obama,
or something like that. Where bomb makers struggle when they're trying to seal the device, and this has two
Attorney
caps on it.
General,
Generally speaking,
ex-Attorney
some of
General.
the explosive residue, black powder, something like that, gets caught in the threads. That's where bomb makers typically meet their demise while they're trying to put a device together. Looking at the device,
Más
talking to
actos
special
terroristas en Nueva York,
within the FBI
Florida
and with the New York
y
Police Department,
Washington.
they're telling me that looks clearly like an amateur device, and it's sad, but since 1971, obviously you can find these recipes in places, whether they're books or online, and unfortunately, that's where this does not look like, from the outside of this, like something that somebody that had experience in this would have put together.
So now you have multiple devices that you've discovered, you have in your possession now that you can test for information, intelligence. You also have a pattern of targets here. Does that give you enough, and again it's early, to potentially find who sent these things?
Yeah.
Yes, with a caveat. Now the number one thing right now that police are doing, we hear the sirens in the background, make sure that no one gets hurt. Crisis resolution, make sure that there's no more devices out there, stop people in their tracks. And people that are looking at devices or potential devices right now, oily residue on a package, stamped do not x-ray or fragile, excessive tape, those are the things to be keyed in on. The second piece is consequence management. How are we then going to do the investigation to find out the people that did this? Every bomb maker, they're just like bakers. They have their own special signature. How they crimp the wires, the tool marks, how they tape it up, how they type out the addressee on there.
And what does that indicate as to how this may be tied to all of the others? James, thank you for your expertise. We're going to stand by, Jim and I, here. Again, we're on just about a block away from CNN, which is still closed because they're looking at what that white powder could be. We're going to send it back to Breon in the studio in D.C.
All right, Poppy and Jim, thank you so much to you. I do want to reset what we know right now. Any moment now, the president is expected to deliver a speech where he is likely to address these suspicious devices that have been sent to public officials and offices today. CNN's New York bureau evacuated after what appears to be a pipe bomb being mailed to the Time Warner Center, which is where CNN is located in New York. And also there was some kind of white powder that is still being tested inside of the mailroom there. We have an image of the device. It is a package that was actually addressed to former CIA Director John Brennan. This is it. However, it was found there at Time Warner Center. Also targeted by the potential explosive devices sent through the mail, former President Obama, also the Clintons, and former Attorney General Eric Holder, as well as George Soros, a liberal billionaire philanthropist. And you also had a device going to a congressional mail facility in Maryland. Investigators say that several of the packages included Democratic Congresswoman Debbie Wasserman Schultz's offices in Florida as the return address. CNN's bureau was evacuated out of an abundance of caution, being located there in the Time Warner Center. Center, and the New York Police Department determined that the device could not be safely diffused on site. So there you have it, a containment vessel right there that transported this device not so long ago to a police training facility in the Bronx. I want to go now to Shimon Prokupez.